Hi, my name is Harshvardhan Dawar and I'm the founder of Wealth Café, where we share with you ideas to help you make smart money decisions. And I think the smartest decision that you will ever make in your life is to put yourself on the path to financial freedom. And that is exactly what we are talking to you in this 9-part series, wherein we are telling you what you should do and what you should not do so that you are well on your way to financial freedom. The second aspect that needs your attention when you're on your path to financial freedom is to completely avoid debt. Debt is basically when you borrow money to fulfill your current needs, today's needs or today's wants, and eventually repay that over a period of time. So what is happening is you do not have enough money today, resulting in the fact that you have to borrow money to meet your today's wants, and eventually you're going to repay the money along with a certain cost, that is interest. And when that happens, it means that do not have enough savings. The very fact that you borrowed money today is that you did not have enough savings to take care of your requirements, and that is why you borrowed. And over a period of time, when you keep repaying that loan along with the interest on the loan, it's going to have a huge pressure on your savings, and you're never going to have enough to put aside to build that corpus to achieve your financial freedom.
I actually don't have debt because I'm not paying interest on it. Everything that I have today is on zero cost EMI. So should I be worried?
Okay, so technology is a double-edged sword, and today, thanks to technology, it's so easy for me and you to borrow money, and whether it is in the form of a zero-cost EMI that you get, which is sanctioned to you, say within 15 minutes of you deciding to purchase that 55-65-inch TV, or within 10 minutes of you deciding to buy that MacBook Pro, or whether you look at the all popular today BNPLs, that is buy now pay later schemes, right? Or you look at the salary day loans, which are called the payday loans, where at any time of the month, say you're on the 15th of the month and you run out of money, you can by a click of a button on an app ask for money to be lent to you, which you will repay obviously by the end of the month when you get your paycheck. And yeah, that makes it so easy, so convenient for me and you to borrow money today, right? But even when you're borrowing money which is in the form of a zero cost EMI, more than the fact that you're not paying an interest on it, it is the fact that you're getting into a cycle where you're getting used to the fact that it is okay to keep borrowing money today to pay for today's requirements, and your future income is going to fund the purchase that you've done today. Now, what happens because of that is that tomorrow you will not have enough savings, because whatever you are able to save first needs to go to pay for those loans that you've taken. And if you are left with anything, that is what would get saved and goes and adds to your kitty, which is going to take care of your financial freedom. As a personal finance professional, if you ask me, the right thing is to have enough money and then buy based on how much you have, rather than buy what you need and then figure out that you will pay it in the form of loans, which is going to have a hit on your future income.
This is fine. It makes sense actually. But most of the debt that I have today is of smaller amounts, like 5,000 rupees shopping that I did across Amazon, or some 10,000 rupees holiday that I booked on Make My Trip. So it's not really consequential to my finances, right?
So that's what you think today, but you should understand that getting into the habit of borrowing for your today's needs will only grow over a period of time. Today you may decide to borrow 10,000 or 15,000 to pay for the juicer or mixer that you want to buy. Tomorrow you're going to borrow maybe 30-40,000 for the fancy mobile that you need, and soon you will be borrowing higher amounts of money for the requirements which are only going to increase. As time passes, your needs are only going to go up, your wants are going to go up, and you will get into the habit of funding those not from your savings or not from your earnings, but from the borrowings. And that is going to have a huge impact over a long period of time. It's as simple as when you decide when you take the first cigarette that you have, right? It's only the first one. and then eventually you are having 2-3 cigarettes a day, and then eventually you're having a pack or two a day. So the habit develops over a period of time where you are smoking on a regular basis. And to me, borrowing money or borrowing and using that money to fund your today's needs and wants is very similar to smoking. In our equity advisory portfolio, we actually have a portfolio which we call the sin portfolio, which consists of stocks which are a habit for you and difficult for you to give up. We have a bunch of liquor stocks in the portfolio because it becomes a habit once you start having alcohol. Similarly, we have a bunch of cigarette tobacco stocks in the portfolio, which again is a habit difficult to give out. And in line with these two, we also have a set of NBFCs which are doing really well in the lending space. Why? Because as an equity investor, I understand that when I get into the habit of borrowing money, I will continue to do that, because of which it becomes very addictive. And another interesting stock in the same portfolio is the fast food restaurant stock, because when you get into the habit of having that pizza every day, it's difficult to kick it, especially when you're sitting late at night at your office. So the idea here basically is that when you start getting into the habit of borrowing money early, at your age of 23, 24, you make your first borrowing of 5 or 10,000, or at the age of 25, you take your first payday loan. Eventually, you think it is okay to borrow regularly for your expenses, and over a period of time, you get into that habit, and as a result of which, you are never going to have enough savings to put aside for your financial freedom goal. While a lot of people do ask whether it's okay to have a home loan versus other loans, that's a discussion for another day, and that is something which will depend on each individual's finances. But if you ask me whether or not I should have a loan, a simple answer to that is avoid debt, and avoid debt like the plague. If you enjoyed watching this video, do follow us so that you get notified for the rest of the videos in this series, which I'm sure are going to help you in a big way to put yourself on the path to financial freedom.